Hello and welcome everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today's video, it's a doozy. This is my second video where I am commentating on one of the games that I played. This one was actually played live in stream yesterday, so don't forget to catch my Twitch streams on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 8 p.m. Central to midnight. And that is www.twitch.tv/KOGASS with an underscore. I'm going to go ahead and call this SWTOR Wintraders Exposed. All right. So over the past few weeks, I've had several people whisper me about and message me about two players win trading with each other. And these two players are one's on my team, one's on the other team. And I go ahead and I whisper the Marauder on the other team because, you know, we both kind of know what's going on. We both really, honestly, we queue into games, and I would go ahead and say, hey, you know what? This guy is on his higher rated tune. His buddy's going to throw for him because he's on the other guy. He's on the other team. I'll let you guys figure this out while you're watching the game. So I just say, hey, we win, man. We win. GG's. Game over. I call it out. The Vanguard on my team calls out, let's go with the Sork and then the Merc. Okay, solid plan. I'm game. All right, mark them up. Get the focus targets up. I'm going to go ahead and set my Gunslinger because I think they might go Gunslinger. I don't know who they're going to go for. Gunslinger isn't a very strong player, so it'd be between the Gunslinger and the Vanguard for their first targets. And so let's go. And they're my Vanguard kind of got left behind, and my Merc kind of got left behind. So I'm on the Sork. The Gunslinger is as well, so we're on him. He uses a CC break pretty early. We get another stun in. He's gonna go ahead and phase walk here. I believe I had some lag there. That's why my abilities didn't go off. At least that's my story, and I'm gonna stick with it. So I'm on this guy. I'm chasing. Let's go ahead and I missed it. There it is, right there. We're gonna pause. So here's the thing: is that this Merc down here was going for our Merc and our Vanguard, and he it doesn't make sense that he broke off and went for the Gunslinger. Just kind of decided to go, you know what? Whatever our plan was, I'm going to abandon it, and I'm going to go to the Gunslinger. First crazy thing the Merc's done. So I'm going in. I really don't notice that. I'm tunnel vision to try to kill this Sork. I'm like, hey, I got him. He's already used a phase walk. Only thing he's got left is a bubble. I can deal with a bubble. I do a little force push to try to get him out of his element, do some damage, and I'm on him. Now, if we pay attention over here on my teammate's health, my Vanguard actually has to pop Cold Toe right here, and he's at 36%. There's the shield, and we're watching it. Watch the Vanguard's health real quick. All right, Vanguard goes down, but if we see here, we're going to notice Life Warden just got popped. If you are a ranked player, you know that Life Warden is one of those abilities you don't use until round 2 or round 3. My guess is that he left it on from the previous game, forgot to take it off, swap out his tactical for his actual one. Now, in this first round, we're able to know that, hey, the Vanguard's should be their primary target. And the Vanguard just used his Life Warden. This round's pretty much over. So I'm just going to talk about, what should be happening. So if you are on the opposite team, it's like Christmas. It is Christmas. You just took out the first round. You've got the W. And the Vanguard's dead. And not only that, he doesn't have a Life Warden for round 2 or 3. It is good. You guys got a good kill on him. It is solid. There's nothing much the other team, my team, can do. I end up stucking it right here. Just because I was like, all right, guys, what are we actually doing? Because I was a little frustrated that I was the only one on the Sork. So I stuck it here. And let's take another pause here. The Merc and the Operative both did 700K plus damage. 746 from the Operative, 727K damage from this Merc. Oh man, that's good damage. That's solid. You're number 2 in the entire round. I would be on cloud 9, man. Easy first round. No deaths really on my team. The Sork died towards the end. You know, everybody else was dead except for me. So you guys are on cloud 9. It's going to be an easy game. The Vanguard just used his Life Warden. You know, my team. All right, guys, what are we actually doing? I don't know what's going on. So I'm a little flustered. I'm like, all right, guys, let's go. I want to get a win here. Not like this though. So Aaron 6 says, all right, let's go. Sork's going to kite too much. Let's focus on going the Marauder, Op, and Merc. Okay, that's a little weird, but you know what? I'll stick with the plan that, as opposed to no plan or everybody doing their own plan. All right. And all of a sudden here at the very end, we get the Vanguard to say, you know, he says something else. At the 11th hour, I mean, it's like the 11th hour in 30 minutes because the match has already started. He says in caps, "Go Merc." If you watch the previous round, the Merc pretty much did what he needed to. But you know what? We'll see what happens. This round, we go for the Merc, and Merc comes out over here out of the stealth. So out of his team stealth that he had, and he's charging in. At 4 minutes and 49 seconds, we see that he's going to start engaging us. And if you look at his target here, this is one of the other big things is, like I said earlier, it's Christmas. It is Christmas time. You have a Vanguard who does not have Life Warden. He died pretty easily last round. And he doesn't have that. So let's go Vanguard. Why not go the same target? You won the last round. Why change things? So this is a little confusing. He's actually on the Merc this whole time. And if you're watching, he's already popped his shield. He is going to pop his reflect pretty soon. And the other thing is that he doesn't actually leave any of these AoEs. He stands in the AoEs. He kind of LOSs, dodges, and then goes back. Both reflect and shield are popped. He's doing his thing. I go ahead and I swap targets. Now, here it kind of helps us out a little bit more because the Sork on their team is actually still on our Vanguard. So that tells me that the Merc actually went rogue and decided to attack the wrong target. And not only that, he decided to attack the worst target in the match. You have a Vanguard with no Life Warden. You guys killed him first round easily. Then you have the Gunslinger with who's not a very strong player, so he's a pretty juicy target too. And then you have me as a Juggernaut. I'm gonna say it, I'm a juicy target. You know, you have three very good. Like if you had a strong team and you had one of those three on those teams, you would go. They would be the weak link. That's who you would go for first. And the Merc is literally the last target you'd want to go for. So let's continue. Stays on the Merc. I swap to the Sork, and then here. All right, well, he got stunned and hard stunned again. Uses his CC break, but you can see here, he's still on the Merc. No rockets out used at all. AoE's going down, and, you know, he dies pretty quick with hydraulics pretty late used. So that's unfortunate, but talking to several other players, showing them this, and I said, hey, guys, this doesn't add up for the Merc, you know, the DCDs don't add up. The fact that he was in stealth and then came to attack us outside of stealth when his teammates were in stealth doesn't add up. You know, I was a little, you know, like, all right, well, I'm just going to finish up this round. Let's see what happens. And we attack on the Sork. Sork pretty much doesn't have much left. Operatives here. He's going to try to get the kill on the Vanguard. I personally don't like to let my teammates die, so I have all my DCDs. I decided to throw a guard up. You know, we get this round going towards in our favor, and it's a little strange. You know, we're looking for the operative for a little bit, but it does so many things didn't add up in that second round from that Merc and from our Vanguard. You know, remember at the 11th hour, he said, go Merc. And all of a sudden, the Merc is right there, handed to us on a silver platter saying, here I am. And I'm going to stand in your AoEs and I'm going to overlap my DCDs. So we found the operative came out of stealth. He knows the round's over. So this is going to go to round 3. And so we'll take another pause here real quick. And we're going to see that this Merc went from doing 720 1,000 damage in the first round to doing 75,000. Unfortunately, I don't actually look over and see how much damage he took. But you don't go from the top second highest DPS to the lowest DPS in from one round to another round. You know, somebody I showed this says there's no way you get a lobotomy that quickly done between round 1 and round 2. So, okay, you know what? What if that round was a fluke? It's a little crazy. Shouldn't happen at all, especially with if you know who that player is. That player should not, he's knowledgeable enough not to do that. So Gunslinger says, hey, do the same thing again. Why not? Hey, let's have them come straight to us. Doesn't make sense for a range player to come into melee so that we can AoE him down, but okay. I just double checked my damage taken. Wish I would have done that for the merc. So I'm like, all right. Excellent, that works. So we hang out. All right. And then there's the merc over there. All right. He's still the target. Hangs out a little bit. I'm trying to see if the operative's over there, if anybody's in stealth. I leap to the Sork here. Get an AoE CC out on him. Try to saber root the merc. All right. And here we go. The merc on the other team has a shield popped pretty early. Less than 30 seconds in. He's got his shield pop. He's in pretty quick melee range. He pretty aggressive. That doesn't add up. So again, he pops his shield, pops his reflect. Okay. Hydraulics are popping. He is hard casting some abilities that you shouldn't hard cast as a merc. And he dies really quick. There was no Kolto and there was no rockets out used on this round. So something's iffy. And if we rewind here a little bit, just a little bit, again, you know what? This guy, this Marauder, he's trying to go on our Vanguard, which makes sense. However, once I tab over here, the merc's targeting me. I haven't engaged him. I was just leaping back here. You know, if we take a look back here, I'm over here. I'm the farthest one from the team. So he opened on the Gunslinger, and then he's like, okay, cool. I'm not going to touch really the Vanguard. All right. Instead, I'm going to be on the Jug. Maybe they decided to go me on round 3. But again, it doesn't make sense. You have a Vanguard who doesn't have Life Warden in round 3. That's an easy pick. That's easy pick. Again, he's hard casting an ability here. What is it? Fusion Missile. From what I understand, you shouldn't hard cast that at all as a merc. And no rockets out, no Koltos, and dead. Just dead. Doesn't add up for him to be standing within melee range. Like, look at where he was standing. Something was fishy this entire game after that Life Warden was used. Friend doesn't want his buddy, his Vanguard, to lose anything. So this game is pretty much, this round is pretty much over. You know, there's not much they can do because he just died so quickly. We're able to DPS, and the DCDs aren't being, they just don't have the ability to keep up with everybody's damage. I kite out a little bit because they were on me. Leap back in. At this point, I'd used Enraged Defense at least once. It's come back off a cooldown, so I'm gonna go back on the Sork. We're gonna get this kill. We're gonna get this win. But you know, I called it really early, and I was just kind of playing around. The reason I did this is because it was in the middle of my stream. I didn't want to say anything out loud, but I did want, the other player to be like, hey guys, I know this has been happening as of late over the past several weeks, and people have been telling me this. I just, you know what? I want to go ahead and say that this 100% is throwing and win trading for the player not sorry on the other team and Cabela, the Vanguard, on my team. I mean, you don't go from doing 720k plus damage to doing 245 in round 1 to round 3 like this. Just doesn't add up. Doesn't make sense. I don't think I ever saw how much damage he took, but you know, things just don't add up, and none of it makes sense. None of it actually makes sense to what was going on. The whisper here at the very beginning of the round. Let's see if I can pull it back up. Right here, we win. Cabela's on his highest rated. Demon Child is going to throw. There's no way that game should have gone the way that it gone. Round 2 and round 3 was there for the enemy team to win, and the merc did nothing. To me, this is just hard evidence. Case closed. Wintraders exposed right here in this game with all this going on. I've talked to several players who play ranked and main a merc, and they agree. There's no reason no rhyme or reason aside from throwing or from getting a lobotomy between round 1 and round 2 that the merc decides to go from 720k plus damage to 75k in round 2 and 200 and change in round 3. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up. So hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you all for staying and listening. Just remember, stay awesome, and we'll catch you guys next time.